Futures are positive following a powerful rally in the markets yesterday. As Q1 winds down, the markets are seeing their best performance in over a decade. Commodities finally join the rally. I'm Brittany Umar, and the morning call starts right now.
Good morning, I'm Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com.
And I'm Brittany Umar with The Street, and together we bring you Morning Call Express. So, Scott, of course, stocks closed at new yearly highs on Monday. Stocks are actually on track to post their best quarter since 1998. So do you attribute this to just window dressing, or is this the signs of a better economy?
I think we've been seeing signs of a better economy. We've been getting them incrementally over the course of the last year. But I also think that you have to attribute it to a strong trend. Market's been in a nice trend since October. It re-energized in December, and those actually following this trend, approaching it with a methodical plan, are making a lot of money. And those actually staying the course, in the last 14 years that had some kind of plan to put money in a 401k, whether it was an S&P 500 fund or whatever, they're feeling good as well. You don't have to be a professional trader to make money in this market if you approach it the right way.
Let's talk leading sectors, because tech, retail, financials, they of course have led the markets. As we approach the end of the quarter, will we see some sector rotation?
Well, that's something we have to watch out for. Do they come in and take some profits to book going into the next quarter, and where will the money go? But as of right now, if you take a quick look at the chart of the S&P, it's been very methodical. Here is that macro trend that didn't get tested. Here's that momentum trend that traders like myself follow that got tested once here, almost got tested recently. Big, powerful day yesterday. I do think if you go to the monthly chart, you will see the next real level here is around 1440 on the S&P. And everyone keeps talking about tech, and they should, because look at technology here, guys. First, you go to the daily chart, and you see how this has also been in this great, strong trend, making new highs yesterday. But if you look at the weekly chart, that told you another story here on why it was the leadership. It cleared this entire resistance from 2011 well before any other sector. So if you stuck in technology and you looked for the leaders, you got rewarded and you made a lot of money.
There are a lot of investment quality stocks that are at all-time highs, like take Visa and MasterCard, for example, that both reached 52-week highs on Monday. What is your strategy with stocks like this? Are we buying on dips?
At every dip for this stock and this little group of two of them have been buyable, okay? And we talk about if you are a stock picker. Everyone says being a stock picker is dead. I just think they don't know how to approach it. So if you learn how to approach the market, finding great companies with high ratings, you can find them in IBD. We've talked about MasterCard and Visa at least 50 times in the last 2 years. And now you look at MasterCard, it also was a great trade yesterday. Here's a chart of MasterCard where you had a nice tight base, and then finally it woke up on what was this? This was Friday, and then look at this move yesterday. A good 2-day trade, new highs on MasterCard. You go to the monthly chart, look at this, an IPO from 2007 at historic highs. If you saw the growth coming, you got rewarded. Visa, same similar situation here. Came public in like 2008, gave you on a more broad base. Look at all these buy little innuendos here, or buy prices once it cleared this resistance. Another big move. You go to the daily chart. It also was a trade yesterday. So within these great leaders, if you could be a stock picker and hold them, or you could trade them, but you have to learn how to find them.
And of course, Apple has just reigned supreme in terms of not only investor focus, but skyrocketing shares. So what does your strategy with Apple continue to be?
Well, every sell in Apple has been a bad one. And this stock always has some type of character. And recently, it's been trailing and following the 10-day, 20-day. So every time you bought the 10-day or 20-day, you could have bought the dip. And if you wanted momentum, there were price patterns to trade with. So right here, if you look at Apple, since the earnings, if you remember, we gave you a nice little plan to buy it after earnings when it didn't fill this gap. Here was your add-on, and then look at the momentum that we've had here. The 10-day just caught up. At this point, it pointed up. Next buy price would be through the 52-week high of 609.65. I still think this goes to 700 plus. And if you've been a stock picker involved in Apple for the long term, not just a trader like me who focuses on it every day and trades it a few times a week, you've gotten paid for doing the right thing, seeing the products, and moving forward.
But investors can't just make money from the stocks that are all-time highs. Of course, it's all about picking your moments, picking your spots, and timing those trades. So if you had to name one stock that's been key in terms of picking your moments and timing those trades, what would it be?
Netflix. This is a way you have to see if you can follow trends. And Netflix was in a powerful trend. Everyone was so bearish on it, then finally it changed. If you look at the chart here, you could see how you had to time this. Here was the uptrend back from all the way from 2010. This was your way out when it it broke this trend at 250, or once it couldn't rally around 210. So if you sold correctly after riding this trend, if you guys remember this year, we went to it as a stock picker. When it broke this little descending channel, when it was rounding up around 75, you could have caught it for a new move from 75 to 130. And then even recently, we talked about it breaking that 111, this descending channel here, for a move. So it shows you that some things you have to hold on to, and when the trend changes, you get out of the way so you can come back another day and not take the pain of just sitting through it, but learning how to maneuver it.
Well, we're going to be diving into all of this and more in the full morning call, so stay with us.
Hi, I'm Sean Hendelman, CEO of T3 Live, where we train, coach, and mentor traders in order to help you put your money to work with confidence. The T3 Live approach is a blueprint for you to recognize, adapt, and ultimately take advantage of different market conditions. To begin your training with T3 Live, we would like to offer you the opportunity to enroll in our free 30-day online home study course. Fill in your name and email address, and I'll see you on the other side.